So I got to go to Menards, get some shingles for the shed, some EDPM for the deck, and some other things, tar for the solar array. But Menards is only 25 minutes away. Today we're going to do something special. I'm taking the long way, which is going through Southington, Ohio. And what's exciting about this, or interesting, is Southington is in the middle of nowhere. It's where like the Amish people are like, where? Never heard of that. Well, anyhow, Mike Tyson used to own a house here. And I'll take a picture of it, or the video a little bit. So yeah, there it is. I don't know if there's a pond in front of there. A church bought this a few years ago and they're renovating it. Chapel. Now this sign up here used to say Mike Tyson. I don't think it does anymore. Nope. Definitely a lot of work going on back there. There's the gatehouse. That's pretty fancy. Gotta love the 80s and the 90s. They had all the style then. Maybe that's a cult that they're starting up. That'd be kind of cool. We just haven't had a good cult massacre in a while. So I didn't shoplift, but looks like all the cops came out to play today. We got 2 troopers, 1 to Warren Police, all the places. I don't know what they're getting out to do. This should be interesting. Somebody's cutting wood over there. There has been foul play. So underneath all here are a bunch of grapes, and I've been watching them all summer. Right there, enhance. Notice 1 grape left. In here, a whole bunch, right in there. Enhance. I think I've been squirreled. They come from the trees up above. And then they steal all the goodness that is the grapes. Wait, maybe there's some more over here. Ooh, they're not quite ready. Enhance. Hopefully I can eat that bunch. These are tasty grapes. I'm pretty sure these were planted decades ago. So, another dad task. This was abandoned in the garage a while ago. So I had to move it. It's really well made. It does come apart. The legs have a table, and this piece, and this piece, and this piece. So there's 4 pieces, plus all the drawers. I took all the drawers out because it gets even heavier. It's all hard maple. It's a nice piece. It's really gonna set the ambience in the basement here. I don't know. Somebody didn't want to get rid of it. Somebody didn't have room in their classroom, and nobody wanted it. So, well, this will probably be here till I'm dead. Okie dokie. So, yeah. Gonna drive 600 miles to Winston-Salem. We're gonna stop and stay with Sophie in Athens because it's kind of mostly on the way, and we're gonna go. Fortunately, I guess that wasn't switch. Fortunately, we got the Bluetooth Plunk Omaha going, and purged all signs of country music, so it is a safe environment. It's gonna be a long weekend. Well, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, Friday. I got a 5-hour drive, and should get there by 10, maybe 10:30. I told the guys I'd be there around 11, so off to go get the Winston-Salem wood. That's a little concerning. The engine light just came on. We'll figure out about 400 miles, I guess. So an update on the truck. Light's still on, but at idle, it's running rough, which you probably can't tell, but it's so that's not good. I would imagine it's an injector that's clogged. So maybe when I stop in Charleston, I'll stop at a auto store and buy some injector oil cleaner. Alright, forgotten how pretty the mountains are down here in West Virginia. Confirming my choice that going to Wisconsin versus going to Winston-Salem was a good choice. It's gonna be a warm, pretty day. So I'm back in Ohio. Engine light's still on. The symptoms are really rough idle and just bad power. It shakes below 2,000 RPM. I don't know what it is. Of course, there's an engine light, so all I have to do is open the computer up to find out. But the computer's at home, so the wood is still in the back. Checked on the straps about 2 hours ago. You know, my goal was to go to the cabin and finish the roofing, move the solar panels to the top of the shed, and then help my father put the door on, and then go home. But we really don't have lights to work after 8 p.m. It starts getting dark around 6 due to the mountain. I'm probably just going to stay overnight, then work in the morning. Plus, I'm dead, freaking tired. Just getting up at 5 a.m. sucks. Well, I haven't looked at the shed to see the condition, but this tree, which clearly wasn't dead, was blown down over the last couple weeks since I was here, because I don't remember that being there. She was a fence line tree, probably a hickory. But yeah, so we'll go see how the shed fared. Okay, here we are again. So, 6 episodes or 4 weeks ago, I put this extra piece of tar paper on here and then covered it up with extra shingles in an attempt to keep the weather off, and I'm surprised they stayed. Of course, they've molded to the roof in the meantime, but I got extra shingles, and yeah, they don't match. They don't match at all, so I am going to just smooth those aside and maybe use these first and then go to those. I don't know. At this point, I don't. It's like, what mismatch do you want? Yeah, anyhow. Generator's running. I got all my stuff here. I'm going to try that little square there. That should be easier, and I got a little nicer knife. Ta-da! A little easier to cut with this. So yeah, I've got about 2 hours of workable daylight left. The solar panels we're going to install here, and they should get much better sun in the morning. That will help. Though my father found a squirrel had eaten one of the wires connects to the solar panel, the batteries, the inverter, so that doesn't work. Okay, so now we're at the ridge. Now the fun part comes. Yes, I need to fill in that one piece right there, but not sure how to weave these, and you may notice that this side's a little longer than the other side. Hence why I needed the extra row. So I'm going to go get the cap shingles. So they go across and get nailed. Yeah, I start down there and I come this way because the prevailing wind's this way. Yeah, as if I know the wind. Definitely got to fill that one in. I might have to put another row here. I don't know. Then I'm definitely gonna have to cut some of this back. It doesn't need to, like right about here, it's way too far. It'll just be right about there, not all the way over. So yeah, this is the part I've never done before, but what the hell? Well, this is tedious, but I figured it out. So I'm cutting back the extra. These are the pieces that go along here. They're one tab. Basically, you just separate them. They're already perforated, so you just kind of fold it over once and come on, get out of there. And they're ready. So it's 5 5/8. We just keep going to the end. I think we got 20 feet worth, so should run out. Okay, she's done. Because these two sides didn't meet in the middle, I added a couple shingles up there and kind of made this cap go over there, started more in the middle, but it is what it is. It's watertight. I use lots of nails. Morning sun, this will melt over and just kind of lay down flat. We got plenty warm days coming ahead. So yeah, just got to come up, put a couple dabs of cement there, some dabs on the end there, and trim this one edge. I got to get a real straight edge of some sort, or like a 2x4, which unfortunately I had, but I threw off the edge here earlier. Yep, there she is. So yeah, I hope not to have to come up here. Oh wait, I'm coming up here tomorrow to put the solar system up. Yeah, great. Okay, so it's Friday night, almost at 9 o'clock. I don't know what time is it. 8 o'clock. You can see it's pretty dark out here. So I got the roof done, completed, and one solar panel mounted. He didn't have the parts for the other one. He's gonna work on the door trim, and we'll come back in a month or so, or less, maybe less. I guess October, I told him. That's coming right up. God damn it. Per usual, my headband's completely full of sweat. I literally wring it out. I've had no water since I've gotten there, and yeah, I'm dehydrated. So we're gonna go drive about 15 miles and stop at our normal place. And hopefully this time, maybe their bathroom works. We can wash up. Probably not, because it hasn't the other 5 times trips this summer. So we'll see. So it's 3.5 hours from here. So 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, get about around 11 o'clock, I guess. Maybe we'll sneak in a little midnight McDonald's snack. Yeah. So interesting truck update. Seems to be working properly. It's not idling all messed up, so maybe I just had really bad gas or diesel. I don't know. I filled it up twice since then. The engine light's still on, so I can read that if it stays on when I get home. But I'm very relieved because I was quite mystified as to why it was running like crap. But so far, that's good news. Now, this is a mystery. So, engine light's on. There's no codes. Read codes. Yes. No codes. How the fuck do I not have codes? Lights on. So today I got my new glasses. These are shop glasses. I keep losing my regular glasses. They look pretty heavy duty, and they got these dust shield, which will be kind of nice. And I got them at computer length, so designed to be about, they're far away. Because I find myself taking out my regular glasses, which leads to losing it. I don't know why they actually decided to put that on there. It's kind of odd, but yeah, hopefully this will lead to less breakage and things. So anyhow, so I did some Googling, and yeah. So Ford has a bunch of proprietary crap in the ODBC. The only way to do it is to get one that's Ford Scan compatible. So I didn't have a couple $1,000s I wanted to spend on this. I did read, however, that the camshaft position sensor can cause a problem. Now this little guy goes somewhere down there. Enhance. But anyhow, the reason I have this is apparently these are known to fail. And if this fails, like in most cars, no bueno. You're not going anywhere. And it's like a $30 sensor. So I did the right thing, got a genuine Ford, and it's been sitting on the shelf. It's new. I know because it says new. It's been sitting on the shelf for a while. So this just takes a little bit of swearing to get that off, and then a 10mm. And I assume that goes inside the engine because it's got that O-ring on there. So we're gonna get some cardboard. This is an underslider, and get underneath there and see what we can see. I wonder what went through his head the last moment of his death. That's kind of weird. And of course we can start it up and we'll see right away. The other thing it could be is inside the injector there's a sensor as well, and I'm tending to think it's that one. It's maybe that one. Enhance. The one attached to there. I don't have one of those sitting on the shelf. But I did order a code reader from Amazon, and it should be here tomorrow, it says. Probably at 10:30 p.m. But there's some nasties on there. That's from the diesel fuel. It smells good too. So yeah, we're gonna give this a go. And then if that doesn't work, then we'll get the code reader out and scan on her. So we're gonna use this wrench. One of the features of this wrench is you can ratchet it like this to loosen and tighten for when it's almost off. Makes it a hell of a lot easier, especially in cramped places, which I'm assuming Enhance. That's gonna be a cramped place. Okay, it's been located. Can't breathe. It's right up here. I think that's it. Enhance. Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's got this loom on there. So yeah, this is definitely a bottom job. This bumper's just low enough to choke the living shit out of me. So, yep, we'll get that out somehow. I think I'm gonna have to go sideways because there's no room here to breathe. Okay, so there's the sensor. That's easy to see, and now we know why. There's that goofy metal bracket. That becomes the timing indicator, though. I hope to never use that. I am seeing a lot of disturbing things down here. Apparently there's a lot of grease fittings I should be greasing that I didn't really think about because I haven't had a car that took grease in probably 20 years. But there she is. Now I gotta plug her in. Okay, so that's the old one, 7J13. Why is that important? Because the new one has a different number. So maybe this is one of the older ones that go bad. I don't know. Maybe the original. So we'll keep this and we'll Google on that, and we'll give this a start. I gotta lose about 25 pounds if I'm gonna fit underneath there easily. Yeah, I gotta get rid of that. So this is really cool. This is an operator station. So the operator can literally dial a phone, but you can connect any phone line to any circuit. So I think they use this to pick the ends. Then they could transfer. These went to lines, maybe? So it's the old 52A. And you got lights. So this would have been an exchange, but not all the numbers. Guess it would have been that number. Very cool. Very old. Call that tip and ring. That is cool. Okay, we got it. So yeah, this was an epic feat of strength. Used all these things. Big iron bar, a car jack, pieces of wood. The guy who gave this to me had a bunch of bricks. So basically we jacked up one end and stuck wood underneath, and jacked up another end, stuck wood up until we got it up. We got it up about that far, about 2 feet, then realized, well, it was about 1.5 feet, that it wasn't going to fit in there. So then I realized that this might be a good choice. So we backed this in so that it was overhanging right to about here, and then jacked it up some more, slid it in. There's 2 boards underneath there. Then had a lot of fun getting the last part in, and then strapped it in there. Broke one of these straps. I wrapped this strap that was tight around here, and then tried to use this strap to pull it. That failed. So why is this down there? That's not good. Oh well. This she's heavy. She's a granite. She's sandstone. But yeah. So I'm gonna back it into the street or into the driveway in a little bit, but I gotta move some cars around. Okay, she's here. It's gonna make one hell of a long step. I think that's 8 feet by some footage. I don't know. Hadn't used this trailer in several years. Tires are dry rotted, lights don't work, didn't even bother hooking them up. License plate, it expired sometime before 2000, so we stayed away from the police. We took back roads. Of course, I went through the Home Depot lot, and sure enough, there are two of Aurora's finest sitting there chatting, so we went slowly. But this stone will then become a step over here. It was free, except for the labor to get it out. That was not free. But yeah, she's heavy. Okay, this technically is a married husband issue, but I'm inside. I'm emptying the dishwasher, doing it properly, doing the bottom shelf first, then we do the top shelf. You don't do the top shelf because then this shit drips all over the bottom stuff. Here's Georgia. So apparently at some point one of these little fuckers brought in a friend. And he's cute. His name's Stuart, because he's little. And apparently he was in the tub, so there was screaming, and poor Stuart got startled. He does not like screaming. So I used this box here, and he just jumped right in and came out. And then now we're friends. We're just friends. Hello, Stuart. He's so cute. But I'm not allowed to keep him. He's a little wet because there's some water in the tub. He's probably had a bad day today. Probably been carried around with a cat. Run, Stuart, run. For the cat is here. Very vicious. So I snuck up to the 4th floor and I'm checking out the building. They're building a new area. This is pretty nice. Kind of wish I went with the dark like that on the epoxy. And they didn't use any keystones. They just glued it all together. This is what I want my table to look like. Kind of like the black legs. They definitely burned it. Interesting. Very interesting. Nice. Okay, so yeah, it's Monday evening, so it looks like it's gonna rain, but that's okay. Thought I'd tear into this, so I gave her a choice, left or right. She picked left, so that's the right side. This is left side. Where to begin? I had to take this off, which is the jack handle, to get to this bolt, to take this off, to move that out of the way, to get to the hose down there, which sneaks all the way through here and goes up to there. That's that beast, and we're gonna have to clean it because it's dirty. Then to get to all the bolts on the valve cutter, I had to take the air conditioning off, and I had to disconnect all the valve, the electronics. I had to take whatever the fuck this was off, put this aside. I had to take the diff stick out to get to one of these bolts. I'm not sure, but this thing should come off maybe. I think I got all the bolts. Did they put a bolt in the middle? I don't know. It's all plastic, so you can just yank at it. Nothing's bad gonna happen. I mean, what's worse is when this is all done, this is gonna be interesting because this is really an international engine. It's gonna say international on it. I've seen the pictures. So we're gonna do a bolt check. Now, here's the reason why. Enhance, enhance, enhance. This thing. This is an electrical connector that goes through a special head gas, valve cover gasket, and then it has a wiring harness underneath all this. So we got electronics inside the engine with an external harness on both sides. And gosh, apparently after 20 years next year, and yeah, they get brittle and break. Huh. So what we're gonna do, it's very simple. Once we get this cover off, we'll see if that connector's off or on. If it's off, then we know that is exactly the problem. I'll clean it, push it back in, and spot weld it with a hot screwdriver. So, wish me luck. Okay, let's get the valve cover off. Yes, that dipstick had a stud on it. This guy, so I had to remove that, but you couldn't really see it. Then I found another one way over here. It was really fun to get to. But check this out. So this is a Ford, but engine made by International. So the key here is that you can get international parts cheaper than you buy Ford parts for an international engine. So I have to like B275 is what I need to remember, and then I can buy just as good of parts, but cheaper, because they will be international parts, not Ford. So anyhow, there's our injectors, fuel injectors at the top, and son of a bitch, enhance. Would you look at that? Well, you can't really, because I don't have it. Doesn't that look like that's not seated? Enhance out. So let's see what happens when we push it in there. Oh yeah, it goes in. Well, hell's bells. Now that one looks like it's in. So we're gonna take that out, clean it, and do the soldering trick. Push that back on there though. She's pretty clean inside. I know I've done a couple oil changes on her. Enhance. So yeah, clearly that's a fault. So that's a good thing. Here's another trick that I'm not gonna deploy called the quarter trick, where you bend a quarter into the clip, which, let's see if we can get this in there. So there's a fucking hoses. So you bend it somehow into here that holds this clip in or out. Yeah, I'm never gonna see that light again. Anyhow, I'm not gonna do that. Basically, I'm just gonna heat up a screwdriver and just kind of weld that together. Okay, let's see. I think my light just... There you go, that's better. So yeah, I decided to do the quarter trick. So basically cut the top off a quarter and shoved it in there, and the head gasket cover is going to keep it from coming out. Enhance. And here we go. Now you can kind of see it. And the clips are at the very top. Just fucking stay up here. So this quarter keeps it from coming down and coming out. So she's all firm. So all we do now is clean up the dust that I keep getting in there, the crap, and then put the cover back on. And then I'm going to start up and see how she runs. Obviously, I got to do the other side, but maybe I'm lucky and it was only this side that wasn't working.